Doing some accuracy testing with the DAR and 22 caliber, 30 yards. Going to use an FX Crony, do a 10-shot string. Before I go ahead and do the review on the gun. All right, we're gonna do 10 shots at that 1-inch circle, 30 yards. You get to hear, I got the FX Crony hooked up, so you get to hear the feet per second and how this regulator on this gun, Chinese made regulator, is fairly consistent. Okay, here we go.
925. 923. 923. 930. 925. 923.
Absolute joy to shoot this gun.
921. 925.
Last one, folks. And then we'll go ahead and do the review on this nice PCP.
921.
It just literally destroyed that target. And that's why I like shooting this DAR at the farm permissions. I want to go ahead and try one in 177, so we'll see if I can get my hands on one. Might have to do one on the 177, a review on the 177. Okay. Welcome to another episode of Air Guns and Pesting Channel. It's been a while since I actually did a review. I've got some new guns, that I just haven't got around, to be honest, just haven't got around to doing, reviews. I've got like 6 new guns, this being one of them, and I decided to go ahead and review this gun because I had a request from a subscriber that wanted me to review the DAR. And I decided, okay, since I own one and since I'm using it on a farm permission, why not do a review? I've had it for a while and I know pretty much the ins and outs of this particular air rifle. So let's start with the back of the gun. This adjustable butt pad does not come with a gun. That's something that I added, but it does come with a nice rubber butt pad. The sling studs is also something that I add, as well as up in the front. I added a Picatinny rail and sling stud mount because sometimes I'll be using a bipod and I need, a quick mount for the bipod. Now, what we have here is hardwood walnut-like finish. And at first I didn't understand what that meant. And unfortunately, when I went to clean the gun, I usually, when a brand new gun comes from the factory, I use a Cosmoline rust preventer inside the barrels. And brake clean usually breaks all that up immediately when I run a patch down through there. But when I was cleaning the barrel, some of it, the brake cleaner got on the wood. And it was on the opposite side of the gun itself. I'm gonna show you here. it basically lightened it up. So the walnut-like finish on the hardwood is, well, I guess it's artificial. But in any event, they did one heck of a job, you know. It does look like a walnut finish, you know, and so I'm just letting you folks know that, you know, be careful with some of the chemicals that you may use, you know, to clean your rifle barrel. And when I used the brake clean, unfortunately, it got on the finish and it tarnished it, you know, lightened it up a little bit, and that's the end result. There's not much I can do about it, but, you know, it is what it is. So I'm just letting you folks know that the walnut-like finish, you can see the finish on there, which is, you know, they did a beautiful job, you know, on the finish on the stock, but it's not real walnut. So just so you know. Anyways, the stock has a nice, you know, ambidextrous stock to it, you know, raised cheek piece on both sides, which is very nice touch. The hand grip, it's got some nice stippling as well as up in the front. Nice stippling. This rifle, in my opinion, would be considered a carbine length. It's not too long, which is what I like about this particular gun. And let's go over the rest of the gun before I read you the stats about the gun, the information about this particular gun. Now, moving forward, you have the trigger assembly right here. The safety is just like an Air Arms. I own Air Arms rifles, and the safety is right included with the trigger. You know, some people don't like the safety on the trigger, but to me, I think it's convenient that's on the trigger. It's really easy to engage and disengage the trigger. The trigger itself is a 2-stage adjustable trigger, and mine breaks under a pound when I adjusted it. So it is a nice clean break. So that's surprising, you know, out of a Chinese air gun. And this is a Chinese air gun. Now, this would be considered the DAR Gen 2. This is chambered in 2.2. And by the way, when I did the 30-yard accuracy testing, I was using, and I like to use the Crosman Dome or Crosman hollow points, and try to use them in all my guns if possible. And a lot of my guns actually do shoot well with the Crosmans. This is no exception. This particular gun and all of DAR's guns, the barrels are unchoked, and it does shoot the Crosman domes, as you saw in the video, at 30 yards. It's one hole. And nothing wrong with that. You know, like I said, this is one of the guns that I use at a farming permission, and it's very accurate, as you can see in the video. Now, we already talked about the trigger. Let's talk about the action here. You have the cocking, very, very smooth cocking. I added this right here. This is aftermarket. It does not have a biathlon lever, so I added one. So that was something that I added, and you would not get this if you bought this DAR rifle in particular. That's something I added on. It does come with one 10-shot magazine, 25 caliber. They offer it in all 3 calibers, by the way. 177, 2225. I already mentioned it was a 22. The 2225 is 10-round rotary magazine. Very easy to load mags. You know, you don't have to put a pellet in backwards. I always hated that. Or rotate, you know, like a Marauder magazines. This is not like it. To me, it's like my Day State Revere magazine. At least appearance-wise, on the outside, it looks like a Day State. But a Day State, the revere, you have to flip a cover down and then rotate the rotary part of the magazine, and then you drop a pellet and then go all the way through. Now this one is the same thing. The pellet, here's let me cock this gun here and show you. The magazine comes out the left side, and this is what the magazine does right here. You rotate it, by hand, put a pellet in there, and just keep rotating it. And metal on top of that. So it's really nice machined magazine. You only get one magazine, by the way. Oops. You only get one magazine. And you can buy extra magazines for this gun. They're only $19.95. So when you go to order one you order your gun, you might as well throw a magazine in the cart with you. But there you have it. Just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and, since it's cocked, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot it. It is loud. It's in my, in a basement, so it's gonna make it sound like it's loud. Plus, it doesn't have a pellet going through the barrel, so it's gonna be really loud. But when you shoot it outside, it does. The shroud has baffles, so it's quiet enough where it will not be annoying to your neighbors. Your neighbors might hear, like, maybe it might be a sound of a air nail gun kind of sound, but it's fairly quiet. When I have it at the farm, it does not startle the cattle out there, so so it's quiet enough. Now on top they have a Dovetail Mount. Like I said, the barrel is shrouded. Moving forward, you got a 250cc air cylinder. The manometer is down at the business end. And what I found was odd was, the gauge reads an MPA. Now, that equates to, if you fill it up to, it says 200 or 250 on, 200 bar or 200 or 20 MPA is basically 3,000 PSI or 200 bar is what you would fill this gun up to. Now, this is the fill probe right here. You don't have to buy a fitting on the end like some guns, like let me give you a good example. Hot sign, you got to buy a fitting, female fitting, in order to hook up your air hose to the tank. But this one just slides in there nice and easy. When you're done, you just push this close like that, open it back up, and fill your air gun. It does have a barrel band. I'm sure by now you can probably, if you want it even more quieter, you might have to go, I don't know if Donnie FL has made an adapter, so you can add your favorite moderator. I don't know if he's made one, because the gun has been around for about a year now. I picked this one up, actually it was last year. I just haven't done a review. I've just been shooting the gun at, like I said, at the farming permissions. But it is a compact size, what I call a carbine. Now, it does come with a manual. It does show you how to, how to fill the gun up. Mine came aired up. It does come with, it's in English too, by the way. It does come with extra O-rings. Extra O-rings. There you go, right here. I bought an extra magazine. Nice touch with a manual. 1 year warranty. And you can reach them, just call DAR out there in California. I will leave the contact information in my description. if you're interested in purchasing one of these, I think it's a great buy. For $269 shipped, a PCP, that's unheard of, really. That's magazine, 10-round magazine, regulated. It is regulated. The regulator's inside the air tube. By the way, I didn't mention it is a 250cc air reservoir. So the regulator is actually on the inside of the tube. If you want to adjust the hammer, you'll have to remove the one screw on the bottom, Allen head screw on the bottom, pull the action out of the stock, and you can't adjust the hammer spring on these. You'll need, there's 2 holes. You'll need, 2 Allen wrenches or 2 small screwdrivers put in the 2 holes, and you can adjust the power if you want to. So the hammer spring is adjustable. The barrel, as far as I know, is from what Joe over there at DAR or AIM Motorsports. That's the name of the company, AIM Motorsports. They're the ones that sell the dynamic DAR, which stands for Dynamic Air Rifles. Joe over there had mentioned to me that the 17722 and the 25 barrels are unchoked. So I have not tried shooting slugs out of this yet. I have to do that in a separate video, but I just been using this gun primarily with just pellets only, and it is very accurate with the 18 grains as well as the Air Arm 16 grain, and of course my favorite pellet that you can go to Walmart, Tractor Supply Company. They're a lot cheaper to buy, and that's the Crosman Domes and the Crosman Hollow Points, which this gun absolutely loves. And that's the primary pellet I've been shooting out of this gun, and will continue shooting out of this gun. Why use up more expensive, ammo that's on the market when the Crosman Domes are doing the job? So that's what's going on with it. Optic-wise, there is a UTG 312 by 44 second focal plane is what I've been using on the gun, and hey, it's doing the job. So I don't need no expensive fancy scope on a $269 gun. When the UTG is doing what I want it to do, I'm still able to hook up my side shot or my phone scope or Tacticam. So, this little knob up there for the IR, ordinarily you would not be able to use the phone scope, and might be able to get a Tacticam. I haven't tried take it back. I have tried a Tacticam on that, and it does work. The phone scope does not fit on there, but I managed to make it work, and it's worked out fine so far. Okay, so we went over the gun itself, and for $269, one heck of a gun. I'm getting ready to buy the 177 in the same platform. I like this gun so much that I'm going to end up buying a 177 and add that to my collection. It's just like my crickets. I got them on all 3 calibers. Cricket bullpups, my P15, I got them all 3 calibers. Will I do the same for this one? I don't know. I like the 177 because I do have some 177 slugs, as well as 2.2 slugs. And from what Joe was telling me over at AIM Sports, that he has a customer that's doing some pesting with the DAR and 177, and he is using the NSA slugs, and it said it's very accurate, and I don't doubt it, because I know this gun is very accurate past 50 yards. I'm taking sparrows and startlings with the gun at at will, with the domes, mind you, Crossman domes. So I have a 177 that's going to be coming soon, and I want to actually do a review on it because basically the review that you're seeing right now is going to pertain to the 177 or 25. The only difference is the caliber. So basically it's the same gun, just a different caliber. So the 177 is coming. I'm just going to do a review on the accuracy with pellets and then the accuracy with slugs. That'll be for another time when I actually get the gun. Hopefully, it'll be coming here soon. Now, I do have some pesting videos with this particular gun. I did a couple months ago, and I got another pesting video with the same gun. But I figure before I release it, I might as well do a review on this actual gun itself. And I'm glad I did this review because the subscriber has been chomping at the bit for me to do this review. And I said, you know what? I do have this gun. I guess he had seen me shooting the DAR in my pesting video that I made a couple of months ago. So now is the actual review of the DAR. And since I've had it for a while, I can tell you the things I do like about the gun, which it checks all the boxes, but there's a couple things, and this is not a deal breaker for me because I'm buying another DAR. That's how much I like these guns, So, far as accuracy, it's dead on. I don't have a problem with that. It's a really fun PCP to shoot. Now, is it hand pump friendly? Oh yeah, I would think so. You could easily pump this gun up with a hand pump, but I don't own one, so I can't really say it would be easy, but I wouldn't think it'd be that hard to pump up. And any of you DAR owners out there, maybe you can chime in, if you're using a hand pump, maybe you can leave a comment down below and let us know if it's hand pump friendly. But so far, I have no issues with the gun leaking wise, nothing, It's been a fantastic PCP, and there's really no negatives I can say about the gun other than there's two things, but this is just nitpicking at it because of the price point of the gun. Now, for one, okay, it probably was cheaper to go with the Dovetail. Not too crazy about Dovetail. I'd rather use, the Picatinny rail, but that's not a deal. It's not a deal breaker for me, okay? So I don't mind using it, if that's what it came with, okay, fine. I can live with it. It's not a problem. Do I prefer Picatinny rail? Of course I do. Another thing is it's, I don't know, maybe the wood is soft. It says it's a hardwood, but, I don't have any pressure marks, but I guess the finish, there's a spot right here, scratch right here, little nick right there. And of course, the other side, that I showed you earlier, when I was cleaning the gun, it just seems that, it scratches easy. There's a spot right there, Deal breaker? Nah. I'm using the gun out in the field. So, I am going to get a few scratches here and there, but, it's a pesting rig that I use. It's a tool that I use out in the field. So, yes, this gun is what I consider the poor man's huntsman. The poor man huntsman. Because in so many ways, there's so many similarities to the gun itself that reminds me of the Day State Huntsman Revere, in which, by the way, I do have one, I guess I could do a side-by-side comparison. Yeah, I know you folks out there saying, yeah, sure can you have one of those, They say hummus, but yes, I really do have one. But anyways, that's my review on this DAR. I know that they had a Gen 1 version when they first came out with it. I guess they had some issues with they had a lot of leaks, and they did the right thing and recalled the Gen 1s, and then, like a year or so later, they came out with the Gen 2. I'm glad they did. They addressed all the issues with it leaks, the leaking gun, and this time around they got it right. And for $269, under $300 PCP, that's a repeater and regulated, that's a pretty good price. Magazines, I know a Day State magazine is like, I know the Day States are right up there. Don't quote me on the price, but I believe a Day State magazine that's similar to this is probably right around $89. I could be off, on the dollar amount, but I'm sure it's very pricey compared to a 1995 magazine. And it works flawless. No issue cycling it, nothing. It's just a great platform. The way they design this gun, this rifle. Don't be afraid to add one to your collection. If you're looking for a truck gun or whatever, to throw on your, in the backwoods, you see something, that needs eliminating vermin, pest control in your yard, what have you. If you got big property, this would be a good truck gun, or ATV gun or whatever, and not have to worry about it being, because it's a low price gun. I would rather take this one out in the field and scratch this one all up versus taking my Huntsman out, because that's real walnut on the Huntsman, and it's already got some pressure marks on the wood itself. How it got there, I don't know, and it's kind of upsetting. But what are you gonna do? But if I scratch this one up, well, it's like I didn't pay that much to begin with, so it doesn't hurt my feelings if I do scratch it up a little bit, But as long as the gun is, shoots accurately, and not leak, I can live with a few scratches on a $269 PCP. So if you're after a PCP, and you can't afford a Day State Huntsman, then check out the poor man version right here of the Day State Huntsman, the DAR, in whatever caliber you want to get it in, 177-2225. That's my review. You folks out there, stay safe, shoot straight, may your pellet hit its target, and we'll see you on the next episode of Air Guns and Pesting Channel. See ya!